Hi all and welcome back to a new video previewing day 2 of the Leopardstown Christmas Racing Festival and all your tips for said races. Let's not beat around the bush today. I'm just home from Leopardstown itself. It was a pretty dark day at Leopardstown. We were poor. We were not very close in that many races. It wasn't a good day. But on the upside, I suppose, from my King George preview, I did put up Clan des Obeaux at around 6 to 1, and he went off 9 to 2 and did win and won so well. I kind of felt something like that could happen. And I suppose I'll discuss that in detail in a different video down the line, I suppose, in terms of the performances of Surname, Lost in Translation, and the rest. Going into Leopardstown Day 2, there was a few odd enough races, or odd enough results today anyway, so hopefully we have a bit more to go to form today. Starting off in the 12.05, the 3-year-old maiden hurdle. I like a horse called Mills Win here for Joseph O'Brien. He's around the 3 to 1 bracket. Joseph didn't have a great day today. He would have had 4 or 5 pretty big chances. Finally got on the board with the bumper winner in the last. So I suppose it's not showing that the horses are in grand form. They ran all right, but they didn't win. Hopefully this one can get us off to a winning start. He was a decent enough flat horse. Proved he could stay at around the mile 4, mile 6 category, rated around 88 on the flat at his best, and therefore could take to, if he takes to hurdling, could well be right in the mix here. 11 to 4 / 3 to 1 seems a decent enough price. The Beginner's Chase is a very good race. Mellon and City Island are probably the two main protagonists in this race, and the betting would indicate that. Mellon 5 to 4, City Island 6 to 4. You guys all know how big a fan of City Island I am. I'm not going to desert him now. I suppose the 2 mile 1 could be a bit of a stumbling block. It is short for him. He does have to improve. Well, he doesn't. I suppose, does he have to improve? I don't know. Mellon has the proven form at open company hurdling. City Island, obviously, top of the novice hurdling ranks from last year. 2 mile 1 does pose a question in itself, but I'm prepared to take that risk at 6 to 4. The big grade one of the day is the Paddy Rewards Club Chase. Used to be the Dial-A-Bet Chase, won by some great horses down the line. And Chacun Poursuit lines up here at 2 to 5. Should really win this. I would say the bet in this race is to back Chacun Poursuit at 4 to 1 or 9 to 2 for the Champion Chase and watch him win, and then watch his odds contract massively because Altior is now up in the air. Is he going to be back? I don't know. It just, nothing seems to be going right for Altior at the moment. The one bet that would interest me in this race is potentially Simply Ned without the favourite, if you were to find a decent enough price. Maybe 4s or 5s. Simply Ned without the favourite mightn't be your worst bet. The future champion office hurdle grade 1 race, Abacadabra versus Blue Sari here, looks to be between the two. Easy work won't run, embittered, and heaven help us have a lot to find on form figures. Abacadabra's 8 to 15 here. I think that's far too short, to be honest. And therefore the value play is Blue Sari in this at 2 to 1, 15 to 8. Abacadabras is just far too short. Blue Sari was ahead of him in the champion bumper. Obviously Abacadabras has more hurdling form and hurdling experience in the book, but Blue Sari could go well here at just a better price. The 220 is a very difficult handicap hurdle. I wouldn't know where to be going, to be honest. It's a very tough race. I do like the look of Poseidon here for Charles Burns. He's at the 6 to 1 mark. Oakley Brown taking off a valuable £7 as well. Won a Limerick maiden last time out. Was entitled to do so, but proved himself on that yielding to soft ground. And one take I took out of Leopardstown today was the ground seemed heavier than it was advertised. I thought they were finding it tricky enough to plough through. One that I would also give a bit of a squeak to is Shoemaker at 10 to 1. He's near the bottom of the weights. Maybe he's in a race out of his depth at this stage, but he's in great form, has been running well over kind of October and November, and hopefully can go close. The Paddy Power Chase is another kind of pie-in-the-sky race, really. I don't have many big shouts in this, but I do have 3. Cabaret Queen here for Willie Mullins. If you forgive the last start, I don't understand why she's 16 to 1 for this race. If the Ladbrokes Trophy hadn't existed, she'd be 5-1 favourite for this if she hadn't gone over there. So perhaps if you're the forgiving type, Cabaret Queen at 16s mightn't be the worst. And then 2 at bigger prices, Manila Fair at 20-1 has a bit to find with any second now on form figures, but has a big swing in the weights for that clash at Punchestown last time out when he was 4th behind Battle Over Doyen. Just looked like his jumping was a bit slow, which would be the big concern in a race like this. I think he has the ability. His mark is not the worst, but his jumping would cause me issues. So it's a tentative 20-1 prod. And the other one at 22-1 is Whisper in the Breeze for Jessica Harrington and Paddy Kennedy. Won a big handicap at the Dublin Racing Festival over 2.5, and then ran a cracking race in the Irish National up until around the turn in, and then just didn't quite get home over 3.5. This is obviously 3 miles. You'd like to hope he'll get it stamina wise, and I think he'll go out. He might give you a good run for your money, kind of pinging fences out in front and hope for the best. And the final race, the bumper 2 mile 4, Ragnar Lodbrok looks to be a solid enough favourite at 4-6 after his third behind Eric Bloodaxe and Fernie Hollow. I do think that was a good race, but he was beaten quite comprehensively, and the shout here would be appreciated at 5-2 for Willie Mullins and Patrick Mullins. Willie Mullins usually targets this race with quite a good horse, and carefully selected won this race a few years ago in the exact same connections colours. So that's where I'm getting my line on this one. I do think it's between the two of them, and I'd just be siding again for the Mullins horse at the prices. It's all about value prices at the end of the day. So hopefully between those 7 races we can find a few winners and have a better day than today. Today was kind of saved by Clan des Oboe, I won't lie to you, but it was a poor enough day at Leopardstown. So hopefully I can supply you guys with a few more winners today, and I'll see you again tomorrow night for the day 3 preview. Up until then, best of luck.